there friends, it's Adele King in here from the Wellbeing Weekly. This week I've got a roughly kind of 45-minute, I'll call it an align and flow. We do a steady build up, really getting to know through these wonderful channels in our body how to take that into a really nice, seamless, balanced flow that really does target the hip area, but essentially it targets all of you, it awakens all of you. I mean, that's really the idea, right, between our yoga practices, to get really global in the sense of self and all these little reservoirs of support and information that we can draw upon to feel really balanced and harmonious, and less working at life or against life, and more in that steady flow of dance partnering with life. We start off fairly similar to the practice that I had 2 weeks ago, really diving into the action and agency of the breath. And so I suggest, if you haven't done that practice, to kind of pause and make time to do that practice first. It will be super helpful and informative for you to feel more at ease in this practice. When we dial up some of the challenge and there's less instruction from me, you can really use the intelligence of your breath and the intelligence of your cells that are starting to really kind of vibe with that new information. And it's not an adding to, it's just remembering information that may have been lost due to emotional stress or mental tension that's carried as habit in the body, where we sometimes quite literally forget how to breathe properly and move with a sense of ease. So do that first, and then you can translate that into this practice, and you'll really enjoy it. I know you will. The only thing I have to say as we go into the more pacier flow towards the end of the practice is I do want you to be really clear with the alignment of the front leg, and that we do some things where we roll onto the outside edge of the foot, and sometimes we can go a bit saggy and lifeless there, and we do what we call sickling the foot. You can kind of see if I go like that, and you'll see what happens over time, that there'll be stress put on the ankle joint, and it's also translated to our very vulnerable knee joint, when really we want to be establishing the connection to get a little bit more mobility and flow through the hip, and then a clear pathway through the center of the knee and the center of the ankle. And if we go lazy there, that pathway is going to be blocked. It's almost like putting a kink in a hose and something will burst, and it's normally around here or here. So when we get there, I want you to be super mindful as you roll onto the outside edge of the foot that you're pulling the toes back, so there's an even lengthening and tone around the ankle and the knee. So if you look down and you see a lot of wrinkling in the inner ankle, you know you've lost some of that, and that you need to think more about pressing through the big toe towards the floor and pulling the toes back, so it can be really clear. So when we do things like that, we're not going to get caught in the knee. It'll be really fun to get into the hip instead. Same goes when we come around towards Skandasana. Extend through the big toe, pull the toes back, so the ankle's safe, the knee's safe, and we get all this nice action through the hips. So the spine, the movement through the pelvic hairs can then be really clear. The center of the knee, the center of the ankle, through every toe and back up. You kind of get that image, right? So that was a little tutorial for that, for knee safety. Knees are precious. We want to be practicing yoga till we're 99 3/4. I always use this as a reference because that's how long my grandfather lived, and he was really mobile and healthy his whole entire life. And a lot of it was to do how much he was in his body, how much he was in life, and how young he believed himself to be as well. Yoga keeps our spine young, our hips, our joints, all of it. So enjoy these next 45 minutes. I say that a lot in the practice, enjoy. Joy, it's an interesting contemplation for what that is for you. And I let you decide. So all you'll need is your divine self, your mat, the practice from 2 weeks ago, some information from that, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's get started in puppy pose, Anahata Asana, with your hips parked over your knees, the top of your thighs pressing back behind you. Reach your arms out in front of you and start to drape your spine down towards the floor. Make it an active pose. Look at your hands, spread through your fingers, press into your finger pads so you see the whites there under your nails. Lift up from the underside of your wrists all the way towards your armpits. And you can even give your hands a little drag back towards your knees to kind of shoot your heart forwards, and you get a lot of breath around the front of your chest, your collarbones, and your upper back. Maintain that breath as you start to release your head to the floor. Really welcome and arrive into this space through your breath, acknowledging that you have a body which you may have been disconnected to until now in your day. You may have ignored, perhaps even violated by giving a lot of energy outside your body. This is your time to recalibrate and recruit your awareness to feed and nourish the entire body, mind that you are. Enjoy a really deep, full breath in, front, side, and back, creating volume in your inner body. And a long, long breath out. Good, again like that. Inhale all the way down into the pelvic bowl. Find that expansion, the belly releases to the floor. And exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go. Little drawing in of the belly button towards the spine. One more like that. Inhale fully. Feel the lift, the expansion, the broadening. And exhale. Long release out. And inhale, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Get a little bit more expression of the breath through the side ribs, a place where we tend to get a little bit stuck. Set your right hand down onto the floor and inhale, sweep your left arm up towards sky. And exhale, thread your left hand over towards the right. Land onto the back of the left shoulder. Look around towards your belly and walk your right hand up to the top of the mat. Enjoy a few breaths here. This is a way to stretch out any tension. It's a way to clear out any residue, debris, detail or drama from your day. To more fully arrive into this entire shape, into this body, this moment. And then on your next inhale, plant your right hand in front of you, sweep your left arm back up. Exhale, left hand plants down. The other side, inhale, right arm up. And exhale, thread over to the side. Land on the right side of your head, look towards your belly as you walk your left arm up to the top of your mat. Press both thighs evenly back. Stretch open through that left side as you stretch your breath out, deepening the inhale. And lengthening the exhale. Good, one more breath like that. Big, voluminous breath in. Long, clearing, cleansing breath out. And plant your left hand in front of you. Inhale, right arm high to the sky. And exhale, set your right hand down. And walk your hands out in front of you so you can clearly see how you establish the connection through every finger. And there's an energizing action. When you plug down into every finger, you can lift up through the undersides of your wrists all the way up into your armpits. Then drag your hands towards your knees to shoot your heart forwards. Notice the broadening effect around the collarbones and the upper back. I want you to maintain that breath. It's like there's a diaphragm there, which there is, a horizontal modulation of energy. And if we're here, we cut off that flow. So maintain the breath, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and slowly glide your weight back into your legs. Keep your knees bent. So you're connecting from the upper body, the diaphragm's there, all the way down into the pelvic floor. And then from there, start to work your legs towards straight and release your head to the floor. Notice though, if you cut off that flow by dumping your chest down to the floor and losing the breadth around your collarbones and your upper back, or trying to jam your knees back thinking you need to get your heels to the floor, and you get a rounding in your lower back. And you lose that connection to your pelvic floor, that breadth and space. So it may be that you just bend your knees a touch. It may be that you just think about finding a little bit more of a cobra, a little bit more of a back bend type action in your upper body. And then to stabilize that, cinch your lower belly in, your front ribs in, and then reach long through your limbs. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to work your legs really straight. Enjoy a few breaths in this now nice, very steady, yet open and flowing shape. This open and flowing connection to you. Good, yogi. And then inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep your right shin forwards. Right knee to outer right wrist. Come up onto your fingertips. Make the left leg strong. Inhale, lift. And exhale, flow down. So syncopating movement with breath. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. And one more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And inhale, come up. Exhale, sit onto the outer right hip. Pick up your left leg and drag it around. Take your left shin in front of your right shin. Take hold of your left shin. Inhale, lift your chest. Sweep your sit bones back like you're on a conveyor belt. And exhale, do the opposite action. Hang off your front shin and round. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Establish this flow. Inhale. And exhale, round. Good. This time as you inhale, step forwards onto your feet. Keep your ankles crossed. Reach your arms wide and high. On your exhale, take hold of your left wrist and arch over to the right. And pause there. Really get long in your legs. Notice if you kind of flare it out in the front. Magnetize your belly button and your front ribs in. So you can find an expression of the breath and the flow just as much in the side body and the back body. And that same flow that we just had, the inhale almost lifts you out of the shape. And then the exhale takes you deeper. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, sit back down. Lean back. Take hold of the back of your thighs, flex your feet, spread your toes, roll your shoulders on your back. Big fulfilling breath in. Long cleansing breath out. You could experiment with reaching your fingertips towards your heels. Inhale. And exhale. So even though the outer body seems still, there's still a lot of inner body movement with the breath. Inhale to lift, to expand. And exhale. To strengthen, to integrate. Let's go for two more. Nicely done. Cross your ankles, up and over, downward facing dog. And you can start with your knees bent, looking at your hands to establish every finger. Find cobra in your upper body. Drag your fingertips towards your feet. Shoot your heart forwards. Find that breath. Then magnetize your belly and your front ribs in and extend long through your limbs. Take a nice deep, deep breath in and a long, long breath out. Then inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep your left shin forwards, left knee to the outside of the hand, right leg long and strong. On fingertips, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. So you're mapping the movement of the energy, the prana, the life-giving energy of the breath. The inhale to lift you up, to expand, that buoyancy. And the exhale to deepen, to integrate, to ground. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good, and we want both of those actions to be balanced. Well done. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, roll into the outside edge of your left hip. Pick up your right leg, sweep it around. Right shin in front of left shin. Establish your seat. Take hold of the front shin. Inhale, lift the chest, swipe your sit bones back. Exhale, hang off that front shin and round and curl. Inhale to lift, to expand, to open. Exhale, turn in, look in. One more, inhale. And exhale. This time step forwards onto your feet, keep the ankles crossed. Big sweeping breath in, reach the arms wide and high. On your exhale, take hold of your right wrist and lean over to the left side, creating a nice crescent moon shape as you open and stretch through the right side with your breath. Also bringing a little bit more attentiveness to the back of your body, because the tendency is to do that. So draw your front ribs together, stitch them together, and open up a bit more of the breath where the lung tissue is very dense. Very great place to breathe into, which is in the back of your ribs. And find that mini flow with your breath. One more round. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, come back up. Exhale, sit down. Lean back on your sit bones. Spine nice and long. Lift your shins, flex your feet, spread your toes. Find that same breath that we go for in down dog. Not that, that. And you could hold on to the back of your legs. You could always release your toe tips down to the floor, or even just play with one at a time if it gets a bit too much. And you find you're slowly losing that balanced expression of the breath. If you want a little bit more, you could work your legs towards straight. Let's go for 3 more breaths here. With a smile always helps. The moment you find yourself wobbling and shaking, engage more with the breath. Really show up for it. Good stuff, yogi. Cross your ankles, up and over, downward facing dog. Your way, make it yours. Really sense and feel. You can give yourself a little move, a little shimmy shake. As you color it in with your breath, with your attentiveness, and then settle in where it feels good. And on your next inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forwards, back knee to your sticky mat. Firm your feet towards each other. Drag your right heel towards the back of your mat. Firm in your outer hips, and you can even give a little help there with your hands to your outer hips. Give them a little squeeze in towards each other like a kebab skewer. Create a stable base as you zipper up from your belly and reach your arms up. So you can find a nice expression of the breath around the lower lungs, the heart. As you enjoy a big full breath in and a long breath out, you can start to sink the hips a little bit deeper without it all spilling out and giving that energy away. And another breath like that. And a little bit deeper. Good. Again, you're doing so good. Inhale. And exhale. Maintain that connection in your legs. Bring your hands to your hips and lift off your back knee. Notice if the right hip collapsed out to the side and the left hip dragged back. Squeeze your feet towards each other so the right hip moves back, the left hip moves forwards, and hug them in. Get that nice stable base. Take a big full breath in. Then exhale, sink the back knee down to the floor. And that will help you stay really integrated there in your pelvis. Then inhale, try and maintain that as you lift the knee up. Then exhale back down. And inhale up. Last one. Exhale down. Then inhale up. Really lift and zipper up through the hamstring muscles. We want our hamstrings to be strong and long. With that stable base, the lower belly zippering up and in. Well, there's still that flow there. It's not super aggressive where you've lost the flow down to the pelvic floor. You can glide your way into this. When that flow is there, that present moment awareness is there without force and aggression, it doesn't take as much muscular effort. It's quite magnificent when you find it. So trust that experience will be there for you as you keep practicing. It will. Good. One more big inhale. Then exhale, release your hands down to the floor and pivot your way around to the left side of your mat, the long side of your mat. Excuse the butt shot. Make your legs strong. Inhale, halfway lift, hands into your shoulders. Exhale and bow. Good, again like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. This time, inhale, halfway lift, and stay here as you plant your right hand under your chest. Look at your left foot. Turn your left foot out about 45 degrees and bend into your left knee so it comes over your left ankle. And take your left hand to your left inner thigh, iron out your inner thigh, and then lean your belly and your chest away from your inner thigh. So your spine is still really long, along the same plane as where your right hand is, your underneath hand is. And then you swivel your right side belly, your right lung around to the left. So you get a few sensations going on here. You can breathe to those, but then try and make your breath a little bit more global. So you're taking in the entire context of your whole body mind with your awareness, with your breath. Nothing to add in, nothing to take away. Just you here, global breath. One more like that. Big inhale. All the way to your very edges. And from there, exhale completely. Then stay low. Walk your way back around to the top of your mat. Lower down to your back knee. Right foot to the center of your mat. Come onto fingertips, then inhale, lift off your back knee again. Squeeze your feet towards each other so your inner thighs scissor together and you get that nice hug in around your outer hips. We want that for stability. Then on your exhale, you're going to roll onto the outside edge of your right foot and clearly pull your toes back to your knee. So there's a nice pathway that's not going to get stuck in the knee or the ankle. Then on your inhale, lift your hips, scissor your inner thighs together even more to work that front leg towards straight. Then exhale, dip, bend the front leg so the knee starts to glide down towards the elbow or the forearm. Then inhale, lift the hips up, bow forwards. Then exhale, bend the front leg and maybe even bend the elbows and take your forehead towards your big toe. Then inhale, everything lifts up, everything rebounds up. Then exhale, melt down into it. Good, one more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Then inhale, come back up. Reset your foot so it's flat on the floor. Back foot in, drop the back heel. Squeeze your outer thighs in, taking that right hip back. Left hand to the outside of your right foot if you can, or to the inside, or you can place it on your shin. Then inhale, get really long in your spine. And exhale, revolve around to the right. And you can keep your right hand on your right hip or reach your right arm high. Inhale, get really long and broad and buoyant. Big global breath. And exhale. Good, Yogi. Two more like that. Strong in the legs, stable base. Really take flight with your breath. And inhale, release. Spin off the back heel, step back, down dog. You can give yourself a little shimmy shake here if you like. And firm your arms, firm your legs. Inhale, ripple forwards to plank. Exhale, press back, down dog. Just reset with your breath. Reframe with that global breath. Inhale, forwards to plank. Exhale, back, down dog. Notice how I quite like to bend my knees with that. Inhale. And exhale. Situate yourself in your down dog. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy your body. This moment for you. take that with you. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, back knee to the sticky mat. Settle into your low lunge, Anjali Asana. Then firm your legs towards each other, left heel to the back of your mat. Squares the hip, left hip back, right hip forwards, and hug them in. So you've got a nice stable connection to ground, to body. Lower belly in and up, front ribs in. So you can get really free. I find we have really stable, clear boundaries and connections. Offers a really great channeling for a free flow of energy. So then it becomes quite limitless. I know that sounds like a paradox, it is. We want both. And find that balance, one more breath. And take that into the next little bit, hands to hips, tuck the back foot, lift the back knee. Notice if something kind of went like that and fell offline, disconnected, squeeze your feet towards each other, left hip back, right hip forwards. Kebab skewer your outer hips in. Inhale, telescope your ribs up off your belly, get really tall. Then exhale, hover that back knee down towards the floor. Then inhale, strengthen it back up. Exhale and hover. One more, inhale. Exhale and hover. Squeeze those feet towards each other, pin the outer hips in. Inhale, lift, really lift and electrify the hamstring muscles in your back leg. Up into the glute, really helps. Inhale, reach your arms up. Effortlessly, you're not going to have to hitch yourself into it because something went offline. Everything here, vibrant, effervescing with your breath. These neural connections you're making. Okay. Go to that edge, greet that edge with a big full breath in. There will be an opening there with that kind of breath, with that kind of welcome and arrival. A long breath out. Good, well done. Inhale, hands back down to the floor and quarter turn around to the right side of your mat, the long edge of your mat. Feet nice and wide, toes parallel. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. And again like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. One more, inhale. Pause here, maintaining the length in your spine. Exhale, left hand under your chest. Then look around to your back leg, your right leg. Turn your right foot out. About 45 degrees, and bend into that right knee. Notice if it collapses in, you might just need to turn the toe in a little bit more, and then give yourself a bit of a helping hand, ironing out that right inner thigh from the groin to the inner knee. So the knee's clearly pointing over the third and fourth toes of your right foot. You get a juicy inner thigh stretch, and then you can add in a little bit more of a twist as you spin your left side belly and your left lung around to the right, and then actually lean yourself back away from that right leg. Let the head be heavy. The breath to be really resonant and full. Resonance is that link and communication between two vibrating entities, if you like. What's being emitted and what's being produced, and that's the link. I often find the breath is that great link between the vibrating entity of the universe outside and the vibrating entity of the universe inside. And when we really get there with our breath, a global breath, and we acknowledge all that we are, all that we have available to us, and we activate it and awaken it, there's an alignment. And when we get that link, that alignment between inner and outer, it's resonance, it's harmony, it's health. So one more breath like that. Good, you're doing some good stuff on your legs today. Keep that desire with communication enlivening. As you pivot your way back around to the top of your mat, come down to your back knee a moment, just give yourself a little rest as you clearly position that left foot to the center of your mat. Onto your fingertips, gives you just a little bit more lift when you're on your fingertips rather than collapsing and giving up. It's the same kind of energy that you tell your body when you kind of hang your head in despair. So just a little bit of lightness there on the fingertips can really help. Then lift up the back knee. Big full breath in, lift up out of the hips even. And on your exhale, you have this clear space and pathway to roll into the outside edge of the left foot, like you're karate chopping your mat. Pull the toes back, dip the knee down. Then this time on your inhale, work your legs towards straight, scissor the inner thighs together, drape over your front leg. Then exhale and dip, heart shoots forwards, maybe bend your elbows. Then inhale, zipper it all up. And exhale and dip, forehead to big toe. Good, a few more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And this time, inhale, zipper all the way up. Set that foot very clear. Big toe down, then drop the back heel down. Back foot turned in about 45 degrees, so you can really ground the outside edge of the back foot. Then scissor your inner thighs together, pin your outer hips in. If you need to go wider in the back foot to help achieve that, then do that. Then shoot your heart forwards, big inhale, get really long. And on your exhale, right hand, if you can, on fingertips to the outside of your front foot. You can go to the inside, or you can go to your shin. And take your left hand to your left hip. Invite the skin of the outer left hip to keep moving back and hug it in, hug it in. Engage the hamstrings of the back leg, that will help too. Big full breath in to get really long and broad. Maintain that as you exhale, twist around towards the left. If it feels balanced and enjoyable, reach that left arm up as well. And oh yeah, enjoy your breath. I say it cheekily, but we forget that, right? Sometimes when we come into a place of struggle, we shut down and hold the breath in a desire to try and control the situation. What I would love you to do here is to notice that tendency to try and control, to hold the balance, and be willing to wobble and shake and engage your breath more. Repattern that. Good, you've got this. One more breath. Yeehaw, well done. Inhale, release. Spin off the back heel. Step back, down dog. Give it a little shimmy, shake in and out. You did awesome. Stay in down dog. You can inhale, float forwards to plank. And exhale, glide back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Inhale to float. Exhale to move back. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Step your feet a little bit shorter. Turn your toes out. Take a few squats there. And clear up anything that got sticky in the hips. And come back to your downward facing dog. Okay, and we're going to move a little bit, I hate to say the word quicker, but with a little bit more flow and pace, breath by breath, pose by pose, in a sequence. But all the while maintaining that global breath, that connection to balancing the inhale, the exhale, the expression, the inner body attunement, and the outer body sensation and information to create that sense of harmony, resonance. So follow along the best you can, and the more you do this, the more it will be familiar, the less effort it will be required. So first together, let's just take a big, fulfilling breath in. And a long, clearing breath out. Starting with the right leg. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands, back knee to the sticky mat. Firm your legs, outer hips in. Zipper up from the belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lift off your back knee, float your fingertips back. Keep firming those outer hips in. Keep the back leg long and strong. Inhale, reach your arms up. Then exhale, hands to your hips, send your weight over your front leg. Really keep lifting up, up, up through the back leg hamstring. And if you can, send your hands forwards. Big inhale, warrior 3. On your exhale, hands to your hips, land your back foot in a big sweeping movement around to the long side of your mat, around to the left. Bend into your left leg. This time keep the foot parallel. Stick your butt back, reach your arms wide. Kind of like an ice skater would be zooming along the rink. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, stay low, walk your way back around to the top of your mat, and you're going to keep moving around now to the right side. Lift your hips up so you've got room to roll onto the outside edge of your back foot, and turn your front foot out about 45 degrees and roll onto the outside edge of the front foot. You send your left hand out in front of you, and then the last little piece of the puzzle is to reach that right arm to the back of your mat. You got that? Then inhale, lift your hips, arc your right arm up and overhead. And on your exhale, dip your chest towards your right shin and see if you can sneak your right arm in front of your right shin. Then from there, inhale, big sweeping movement all the way around. To exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float forwards to plank. And exhale, press back, down dog. Good, left side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot forwards, back knee to the mat. Firm your legs, outer hips in, lower belly can zipper you up. Inhale, big fulfilling breath. On your exhale, lift off your back knee, float your fingertips back. Keep pinning those outer hips in, super strong leg. Inhale, reach. On your exhale, hands to your hips, dive your weight forwards. Start to float that back leg off as you work both legs towards straight. Activating those hamstrings and the glutes in the right leg will help. If you can, inhale, reach your arms forwards. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips, bend the front leg. Reach your right foot to the back of your mat. Big sweeping movement all the way around to the back of your mat. So you're on the long side. The back leg is bent, feet are parallel. See if you can find a little gliding action here as you enjoy a full breath in. Then exhale, stay low, kind of Spider-Man hands, walk your way around to the front of your mat, and then keep turning around to the left. The more you lift your hips, the more room you'll have for a clear pathway to roll onto the outside edge of both feet. Be really mindful of that left foot, pulling the toes back. Send your right hand out in front of you a bit so you can start to dip that right hip towards the floor. And reach your left arm back towards your right foot. Then inhale, lift the hips even higher, arc that back arm overhead to the top of your mat. And then this time, exhale, kind of dive bomb your way towards your left shin and reach your left arm in front of your left shin. Then from there, inhale, sweep everything up. To exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale, float forwards to plank. Exhale, glide back, down dog. Same flow. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forwards, back knee to the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, back knee off, fingertips back. Hug those outer hips. Inhale, take flight, lift up. Exhale, hands to your hips, or maybe you don't need your hands at your hips. Float the back leg off, firm it up. Hug those outer hips in. Inhale, reach your arms forwards. Exhale, big bend in the front leg, land the back foot all the way around to the back foot, bend the back knee. Take a big full breath in. And exhale, stay low. Keep moving around to the right side of your mat. Roll onto the outside edge of both feet, reach the right hand. Inhale, lift your hips, sweep that back arm overhead. Exhale, dive in front of your right shin and reach. Inhale, sweep that arm again, lift the hips. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float forwards to plank. Exhale, back, down dog. Left side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forwards, back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, back knee off, fingertips back. Firm the legs. Inhale, lift, telescope the ribs up, front, side, and back. Keep that length and breath. Exhale, hands to your hips. Dive forwards. Firm the legs. You got clear boundaries, clear pathways to really flow. Inhale. Exhale, bend that front leg, land the back foot. Big long sweep around to the back. Inhale here, glide. Exhale, stay low, all the way around to the left side of your mat. Roll into the outside edge of both feet, reach that left arm. Look over the left arm. And inhale, lift your hips, sweep that left arm overhead. And exhale, dive in front of that left shin. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, down dog. One more time each side, less instruction from me. Inhale, leg high. Exhale, step forwards, back knee down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back knee off. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to hips. Dive forwards, warrior three. Fill it up here. Big inhale. Exhale, around to the left, glide. Inhale. Exhale, stay low, around to the right. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, dive in front of the right shin. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. Straight into the left side, make it seamless. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step forwards, back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale to high lunge. Find that steadiness and the ease, the freedom. Inhale. Be willing to wobble and fall and shake and work it out. Exhale. And then so much there, lots more possibilities. Inhale. Exhale, land the back foot all the way around to the back. Big inhale. Stay low. Exhale, around to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dive in front of the left shin. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. And you follow the cues of your breath as to how you want to move here. You could practice that sequence once more or twice more, right and left yourself. You could go into something completely different. Or you could take a little bit of respite. Something like child's pose. Just to really fully, completely enjoy this breath, enjoy this flow, this body, this moment. Nothing to take away, nothing to add. Just you graciously, immaculately alive. What a gift that is. The freedom that it is to practice this way. The gift, the freedom that you have to choose, to honor your breath, to honor your body, to honor what's important to you, to fully express yourself, to say yes, to say no, to say I love you or to say I'm leaving you, to start that thing or leave that thing. All these choices you have to hand, all the privileges you're afforded. It's remarkable. Not everyone has that. So this last little bit, I invite you to honor that privilege, to choose, to stand for something, to speak your truth. Now that you're really in your body, in a state of flow, you've established this resonant link between what's inside and what's outside, and you have a lot more energy that you're able to give yourself, a lot more energy to give others. So Continue to honor that in these last few minutes as you practice for yourself. It could be coming to lie on your back in a back bend. It could be some more gentle hip stretches. We work through the outer, the front, the back. A lot of you know me by now. I really encourage the agency of making choices for you. So you're not just blindly following my instructions. You're not just attached to what I say you should do for you, because I don't know. I can give you little tips and tools. You are so empowered to make choices for you. So honor that. Honor that gift, that freedom. And do it more and more for me, for your community. And most of all, for you. Thank you for being here with me today. May you continue to flow, to be bright, to be resonant, to be in harmony. Namaste.